All right. So as I shared earlier, we will be discussing building a fall 2024 schedule for School of Engineering majors. We are the Bobcat Advising Center, known as the BAC for short. And we'll talk about our agenda. So this is what we hope that you get out of attending this session. We'll talk about who we are as the Bobcat Advising Center. We'll provide an overview of the School of Engineering majors. We'll talk about registration information, such as dates, times, adding and dropping dates that will be in August, September. We'll introduce you to the catalog if you're not familiar with that resource. We'll showcase it a bit, help you understand requirements such as units, G requirements, writing, and Spark, typically done the first semester or second semester in your first year. School of Major and requirements that are typically for engineering students. We'll talk about briefly placement of based on our UC Merced exams, AP credit, IB credit, or any other institutions that you may have done during your time in high school or during summer. We have a couple of great opportunities if you want to get experience at UC Merced. So we'll talk about some summer programs that are free. Some of them have a cost, so we'll talk about different programs. We'll introduce you to My Degree Path, which is our planning tool to help you understand how to build your planning. We'll demonstrate how to build a first semester plan, and then additional resources and how we're available in summer and how to stay connected with our center as well too. So we'll go ahead and get started with our presentation. So the Bobcat Advising Center, as I mentioned earlier, we go by the BAC. We like to say we got your back. We are the academic advising home for all first-year students. It doesn't matter what major you're from. We support all students that are incoming freshmen in every major. We also have other students that we support. We support undeclared transfer students and all continuing undeclared students who are either in their second, third year, or fourth year. Our goal as our Bobcat Advising Center is to promote student success through our contact, whether it's academic advising appointments. We are not doing appointments right now this summer. We start them in September, but we do have virtual walk-in hours through Zoom, which I shared earlier. We started yesterday. We provide workshops and we try to connect you to resources. So we may be referring you out, depending on your questions, to whether it's the Student First Center for financial questions, etc. And our goal as a team is really to support you in your educational journey as you work towards your academic and career goals, as well as your personal goals that I like to say are intertwined. We are located in the library in the first floor. In summer, we are more available remotely. So as you saw on the email that we shared, we are providing Zoom hours. So we won't really be available in person until we start classes. So just keep that in mind. But we do have a physical location in the library first floor. So School of Engineering. So you're going to hear SOE, that's short for School of Engineering, SOE majors. We have a lot of majors and we have 2 new majors in the School of Engineering, as you can see in the slide. As I mentioned earlier, we do have QR codes so you can reference those resources. But in the School of Engineering, we have most of the degrees are Bachelors of Science. You're going to see the BS, except for one of our new ones, which I'll talk about in a little bit. So we have bioengineering. We try to put the acronym on here so that you're familiar with those terms. So you're going to hear BioE, chemical engineering is one of our new majors, civil engineering, computer science and engineering, data science and analytics, electrical engineering, environmental engineering, material science and engineering, and mechanical engineering. So all of these majors are housed under the School of Engineering. In addition, we have concentrations or emphasis areas that you can obtain depending on the major that you're pursuing. I'm not going to go ahead and read all of them, but you can take a picture or you can scan the QR code And all of these are different areas that you can concentrate as you pursue that major. So, for example, the bioengineering has a biomedical instrumentation or biotech emphasis. For the most part, a lot of these areas of emphasis, they're very similar in the first or even in the second year, but they do branch out the third year and fourth year. So if you're still not sure which one you want to pursue, the first semester and the second semester might be the same, but as you go further on at your journey at UC Merced, just know that you will have to, for some of them, declare an emphasis. So get familiar with them and get familiar with the plans in these areas. So for our students who may have selected as undeclared engineering, if you're not sure what engineering major you wanted to pursue, just know that you will have to eventually select a actual engineering major. If you're feeling ready, you can submit a form. We do have a priority deadline of June 7th if you wanted to reflect on your records before registration. And the form is found in our admitted website. So if you see the bottom has admitted.ucmerced.edu, it's step number 8. But don't worry if you're not sure yet, if you're not feeling ready to declare, you can always follow up after that date and connect with your summer academic advisor to discuss your interests. And you'll still be able to submit the change of major form even in your first semester. But of course, discuss that with your academic advisor because that's one of the requirements connecting with us. And there might be, depending on timing, there might be certain requirements that you need to complete before you actually are able to switch the major. But right now, anybody can switch majors. So there are no criteria at this time. So if you're feeling ready and whether you're undeclared engineering or if you're just general undeclared, as we like to call undeclared, we have students who are exploring all majors. Same thing, you can also declare the major if you're feeling ready already. All right, some important dates and deadlines related to registration and academic planning. So at the end of June, the week of June 24th, that's when registration begins. Every student has an assigned time when you can register and start to build your schedule. So check your time. We call it time ticket. It's under your registration. If you go to my registration and then go to prepare for registration, you will be able to find a time that is stated on there when it opens. Registration does remain open in summer, but we encourage you to build your schedule as soon as your registration opens. And if you need to make adjustments or if you're waiting on courses, you can continue to do so until September, which you'll see in the next couple of points. Classes do begin August 28th, but we do not recommend that you wait till August to have built a schedule unless you're waiting on a course. Try to be in 12 units, preferably by July, especially if you are a financial applicant scholar. You have to be in 12 units, and the expectation is that all students should be in 12 units for full-time status. So classes do begin August 28th, but you have the first 5 business days to still add courses and make adjustments to your courses as needed. So you'll see that the last day to make changes on your portal is September 3rd, Tuesday. But starting September 4th, you will need to use an add form. So you can still add courses, but the process is a little more complex. You will need to use a form and you need to reach out to the professor and ask for permission. Professors do have the right to say yes or no, depending where they are in the content. And so just keep that in mind. Do not wait till September 4th because it is a more complex process. In addition, you can still drop courses, but you cannot add without the add form, without the permission. So caution if you drop below 12 units, if you are not in getting permission from professors, it can be a little more difficult to be obtained at 12 units. So do not wait till September. And then the last day to officially drop and add courses with the professor's permission is September 18th. but keep in mind classes began August 28th, so that's already like 3 or 4 weeks in. So that's what we recommend to hopefully have built a schedule before classes begin, or if you need to make adjustments, do them before September 3rd. All right. So we have a university catalog. Our catalog has a lot of different information. I will go ahead and show it in a little bit, but I do want to give an overview of what you'll see in there. For students who are starting fall 24, you are considered catalog year 2024, 2025. Those are your policies and your requirements. As you see on the bullet points, the catalog, you can find information about policies, GE requirements, repeating courses, honors lists, and academic standing. You can also find 4-year plans, which I'll show in a little bit, for every single major that outlines every single semester. So that's a great tool to start looking at. And then courses have descriptions, so they'll have information about the content and also requirements if there are any restrictions that can prevent you from registration. So I'll go ahead and hop on right now to the catalog just to show you briefly, but the QR code is in here and you can reference yourself as well too. So I do have the catalog right here. As you see, if you go on there, it does default to 24, 25. Do caution if you change the year, it does go to the older students catalog. So you do want to maintain it at 24, 25, or if you Google and you end up looking at the 23, 24, just make sure you switch it. You can switch it at the top right here. There is a lot of information on the left side. You'll see the different components. I am primarily going to go into the academic programs, but I did want to show that there's a lot of different resources so you can get familiar with it. But academic programs is the tab where you can find the list of all of our majors that we offer at UC Merced. It is divided by the departments. So here are the School of Engineering. Here are also the minors as well. Minors are optional, not required. If you want to discuss this, I would recommend talk to your summer advisor. School of Natural Science and School of Social Sciences. So depending on what major you pursue, it's housed in different departments. But we as the academic advising centers, we see all students in the first year, regardless of the department. But you can take a look at all the different majors that we offer in the School of Engineering. For today, I'm gonna just show we'll go ahead and show maybe the mechanical engineering sample plan. So if you click on it, it's gonna have some information about the department, and then it's gonna give an overview about the courses. If you click on the courses, let's say you click on Calculus 1, it's going to open and it's going to have a lot of information about the course, a description, requirements, and so forth, and what majors will be taking that course. So you can go ahead and take a look at this. But I do want to showcase that here. It's kind of hidden, so I know a lot of students miss this, is the plan. So every single major has a 4-year course plan. If you click on it, you can get suggestions per semester. Do keep in mind that students start in different places, whether for math, depending on your math placement, whether you have AP credit, college work, or exams. So do keep in mind that you may not be starting directly in the suggestion here. So that's why it's important that you look at your placement exam scores, talk to your advisor for summer, and ask us questions if you're not sure where to start. But this is the suggestions of courses based on a 4-year plan. And so you'll be able to see this. And then we'll go ahead and show in a little bit My Degree Path, which will be another great tool. But take a look at this, become familiar with this resource. All right. So to go on to requirements, here is a little bit of information about general education requirements that are typically done the first 2 semesters. We do have a lot more GE requirements, which we'll be able to show a little bit when we show my degree path. But this is related to our research seminar known as Spark 10, and then also our writing requirements. Spark 10 is the suggested research seminar for first-year students in engineering majors, either fall or spring. You may have seen Spark 1, but we do recommend that you take Spark 10 if you are an engineering student. You can take Spark 1. You can take a look at those descriptions. We do have that QR code where you can take a look at all the descriptions of the Spark seminars, but Spark 10 is geared towards engineering students. It is a 2-unit class, and the Spark 1 is 4 or 3 units. It will still fulfill your requirement, regardless of which one you take. So if you have questions, definitely follow up with us, but you can view the descriptions on this QR code. Entry-level writing is aligned with writing 1. If you don't have credit or didn't complete or place out of our exam, you will be expected to take writing 1. It must be completed with a C. Unlike the Spark, it's a C-. So do caution that there is a grading difference. C- is for Spark seminars, and then C or higher is for writing 1. Writing 1 is also typically done your first year as well, either fall or spring, if you need to complete that requirement. If you already have that completed, then you'll complete either writing 10, or if you're done with your writing requirements, then you're good to go. So talk to us if you're not sure about your AP credit or previous college credit institutions. Unit enrollment. So you may hear that minimum unit enrollment is 12 units. That is considered full-time for financial aid purposes or housing or any other scholarships or programs that you may be part of. But we do recommend that students take about 14 to 16 units per semester to meet what we call the normal progress policy, to be on track to graduate in 4 years. So even though you're able to take only 12 units, we typically don't recommend that because that does affect your graduation time. You are going to hear that normal progress policy that is also known as Journey to 30. Every student should be completing about 30 units per year. So that's about 15 units per semester if you do the math. So if you do 30 units every year for 4 years, that should put you at the 120 units for a bachelor's degree. That's the minimum for graduation to obtain a degree. Maximum enrollment is 18 units per semester. During the first semester, students can only take up to 18 units. After first semester, we do have a protocol where you can take more than 18 units, but there is a GPA requirement, and you can always talk to us about that for planning for your spring semester, but not for your first semester. All right. Then we have the School of Engineering specific courses. So the School of Engineering has introduction courses per major. They are 1-unit introduction courses. They are intended to help you learn more about the major. I know there's a lot of speakers and panelists that will attend those lectures and help you learn more about careers and professional development. Typically, it's completed in your first semester. So you'll see that it will be part of the plans if you take a look at the catalogs. But you're going to see that every department has its own 001 course. The only department that doesn't have the environmental engineering department doesn't have one, but they do recommend to take the civil engineering 001 option. So make sure you enroll in that 001 class and then take a look at the catalog for that information. Then we have School of Engineering normal progress to degree policy. The normal progress for engineering or SOE is that every student should be taking 2 courses every semester that are related to the major. That includes math, science, engineering, or major specific technical requirements, which you'll become a lot more familiar. In addition to that, just a reminder that students should be enrolling in and passing an average of 15 units per semester to get to the 120 units to graduate. And then 18 units is the maximum. The engineering majors do have 10 semesters, so you do get an extra year, fall and spring, if needed, to complete an engineering degree without any petition or any processes. So of course, if you completed the degree in 4 years, you're okay. But if anything happens, you do have 2 more semesters already granted as an engineering student. All right. So at this point, I will go ahead and turn it over to Sean to take over placement exams.
Thank you, Kenya. So hey, right here, you can see that we have 4 different placement exams that we encourage students to all complete. We have the math, the chemistry, the computer science and engineering, and the writing. Overall, these placement exam does not negatively affect you. All it does is it helps us determine where courses you should be placed into. And so for those of you who are hoping to take the chemistry placement exam, it is beneficial to do both math and chemistry, as both of them is required for you in order for us to determine where you should be placed. Now, based off of your score that you receive in those placement exam, we then determine what courses you would be put into. For example, Math 5 or Math 21, Chem 1 or Chem 2, CSE 5, CSE 22, Writing 1 or Writing 10. Now, if for those of you who already have either an AP score that exempts you from these placement exam or preparatory courses, we encourage you to submit those score in as possible. So for example, if you already had an AP language, AP English language score of a 3 or higher, submit that in. You might not have to take Writing 1 anymore. If you have an AP Calculus score, you might be exempted from Math 5. And so again, make sure you submit those AP score if you have the chance. Now, if you happen to already taken a community college course equivalent to Math 5 or CSE 5 or Chem 1 or Writing 1, make sure you submit those official transcripts as well. That way, we need to receive that official confirmation for us to exempt you from those preparatory classes. And so with that, we want to just remind that any major that requires math or are interested in pre-health, we encourage you all to complete the math placement exam, because without math placement exam, you will not be able to pursue forward with your math sequencing. And so lastly, we want to share that if you are interested in understanding how the score is broken down, you can scan the QR code on the top corner up here, and that will give you a little bit more of a rundown of what are the type of score you need to earn in order to be placed into the higher level of the course. All right. And so let's go ahead and move forward. All right. And so not only can you see what scores you need in order to be placed into certain classes, you do have the opportunity to also review what score you do receive once you complete those exams. And so you can do this by going to your student record, which can be found on your My Merced Connect, by going to student record and then click on student profile and then click on the testing as shown on screen here, testing. As of right now, you see on the screen here, there is no test submitted in, but once you complete those and they get reviewed and updated, you will start seeing it populating in that little area as shown there. Okay. And so same thing, this area will also show you any AP scores. And so again, reiterating, you must submit official scores in order to receive credit. All right, so the next part here, we want to dive a little bit more into a different resource that can be helpful for you. So My Degree Path, or MDP, is a great tool that combines your degree audit and your academic planning into one platform. And so this is a great tool where you get to keep track of your progress towards your degree, see what classes you still need, and also allows you to build a 4-year plan for yourself. And so what we're going to do here is we're actually going to do a quick demo of how to utilize this tool. We won't go into all the details. We encourage you to meet with your summer temporary academic advisor to go more into detail, but this is just going to be a quick rundown. So give me a second here. And I'm going to pull that up really quickly. And so on screen here, you will see your My Degree Path Plan planning tool. Again, there are two helpful tools for you to utilize, the audit and the plan builder. For now, let's go ahead and focus on the audit first. This page is important because it showcases you what your major will be. Right? What is your current major declared? This is a good way for you to confirm if this is the accurate major of your choice. It is important that you focus on the catalog year as well, because this is set to be the year you enter at UC Merced. So for all of you, this will be fall 24. Now, every student has the ability to also select a different program option where you get to verify to see if what class you will need if you were to change major. And so for this example, let's go ahead and choose a different program. And so let's say you wanted to go into computer science. We will then need to, again, click on the semester you enter, fall 24, and run your degree audit from here. Once you run this, give it a few moments. All right, so from here, you can see quite a bit of information on screen here. The first component is the top section. This is a way of keeping track of your total units earned and total units towards your requirements for graduation. And so know that all students need a minimum of 120 units, and those 120 units are broken down into UC Merced requirement, general education, and major requirements. Now, once you click on Open All section, it will expand everything up very big here. So again, we won't cover through everything, but we'll just go to the important points. The first part here is your UC requirement listed up here. So for example, Writing 1, the American History and Institution requirement. And then from right below it is your lower division courses. These are all the classes that you would need to complete to satisfy your lower division. You will see that sometimes some area has a lot of course represented here. However, you need to focus on the need section here. Out of all of these classes listed, you only need one. And so you want to make sure you're doing as many courses that it's required from you to complete. Next down, if we scroll down, we can see that there is the computer science major requirement. Every major has a slightly different formatting. And so for computer science, you see it right after the lower division. And so same thing, this is a breakdown of all of the major requirement courses that you need that will help you graduate with a CSE major. Upper division comes in a little bit later. We won't worry about that because that will happen most likely in your junior to senior year. All right, and so from here, you will see GE Area A and GE Area B. Both of these areas must be completed by all students regardless of what major. The good thing is that some of your major requirements may fulfill these already. So if you can plan accordingly, you can double count certain courses. So just keep that in mind. Now, although these courses do not pertain to your major, they are a good tool for you to build yourself up as a well-rounded student. And so again, you have to complete at least one course in each of the category here. Lastly, we do have the intellectual experience. Really quickly here, these are knowledge that UC Merced will like for all students to obtain by the time you are graduating. The good news is that some of these courses can be satisfied through major or GE requirements already, and so courses can double dip. And again, talk more with your advisor to have a better understanding of how this will work. All right, and so from here, let's go ahead and scroll all the way back up to the plan builder component. All right, there we go. So from here, you have the ability to create your plan. So if you don't have any plan, everything listed here will be empty. And so you will want to click on create a new plan. From here, you want to go ahead and select on your major and then identify what major you want to build a plan around. So for this instance, we're going to go ahead and use computer science again. And again, you want to make sure you're clicking on the 24 and 25 plan. Once you click on that, you're more than welcome to create a plan for yourself So we're just going to go ahead and name a CSC plan here. You want to confirm that it will be in the fall semester. Click on Add Plan. Once your plan is created, it will generate your plan. And as you can see here, it's listed right here. The one I just created, we're going to go ahead and click on that. Once we click on it, it's going to bring up to a template that will be helpful for you to start building your plan around. So let's go ahead and see. All right. So everything on the left side here, the roadmap plan, this is what we call your roadmap or ideal plan. These are the courses that you should be taking in the specific year and term in order to graduate on a 4-year term, generally. Now, of course, we understand that every student comes in with a little bit of a different and unique academic background. And so we have the right side, which is your personalized plan, where you can take the roadmap plan and break it down into what best fits you. So for this example, let's focus on the first year, first term. You identify the class that you need to take, and you can click on it. So this is where the math placement comes in. If you have a certain score, you'll replace it to Math 5. With a certain score, you will do Math 21 for now. So for this instance, we're going to go ahead and just put in Math 5. Once you click on Math 5, you will see a drop-down menu. If you click on the course, you will see another pop-up box. Within this pop-up, it will tell you a little bit more about the course description, if there is any prerequisite requirement, and then when the course is being offered. So it's a good way for you to kind of make sure you understand what the course is being offered, if you meet the prerequisites, and if the class is being offered in the upcoming semester. Once you have identified the course, you want to go ahead and click and drag the course into the semester that you want to take the course. Now, if you will have to drop it right above the term and then that blue box. If you do not drop it within the blue box, it will not appear there. So for example, it will not appear there. So now for the next course is Writing 10. So let's just say in this example, Writing 10 requires Writing 1 and the writing readiness review. Let's say I don't have that completed. Since I don't have that completed, I cannot plan for Writing 10. Instead, I'm going to go ahead and manually add the course, type in Writing, and then go ahead and put 001, and click OK, and you can see the course manually appear there. Now, of course, from there, we will go ahead and continue to work down the list to make sure we're taking everything that's necessary. So let's say as a CSC major, same thing, I didn't quite have the CSC 5 completed. Instead of doing CSC 22, I will go ahead and do CSC 005. Populate there. And then from here, we'll go ahead and plan the last course, which is part 10. Drag part 10 in here and go with that. And so as you can see now, I've essentially built my 4 classes that I would like to take for the fall semester. On occasion, you will see icon that appears in red. Whenever it appears in red, there are 2 main reasons. The first one is that you need to verify that you have the prerequisite already by clicking on the check mark here. If you click on the check mark and it verifies the courses, if you meet all the prerequisite, it will automatically turn green. On the other hand, if you do not meet the prerequisite like now, you will still see it as red. So you want to make sure that you meet all the prerequisite and re-verify that. Now, since we started off with Math 5 in the fall semester, we will now essentially have to do Math 21 in the spring. Although the 4-year plan ideally would like for us to do Math 21 in the fall semester, because we started off with Math 5, we will do Math 21 in the spring. Same thing with CSC 22. And same thing with Writing 10. And so again, the idea here is for you to make sure that everything that you are planning goes down the line here, making sure you satisfy everything. So keep in mind that just because it has a check mark, it does not mean that you have completed that. All it means is that you have planned for that course. And so as a reminder, this is a planning tool, not a tool for you to use to register for class. All right. And so with that being said, that concludes our little demo here for today. If you have any questions or concerns, definitely reach out to your academic advisor for more support on that. And so with that, let's go ahead and head back into the presentation. All right. And so from here, additional resource that we would like to share is that there are some opportunities for you to prepare yourself for college, right? And so we have two specific programs that we like to share with you all. The first one is Summer Edge program. It's very important that you understand this part, that this is a free, non-credit online program that is designed to prepare you as a student for college level courses like chemistry, computer science, math, and writing. And so essentially, this is a program where it helps you prepare yourself to tackle some of those preparatory classes. As of this recording, the priority registration is June 7th. So we encourage all students who are interested to take action as soon as possible. It will start from June 24th to August 2nd. And the benefit of all of this is that you have the opportunity to choose either one of the course to take or all of it if you would like. At the end of the day, once you completed that specific class, you can actually retake the course. So for example, you took the math, you didn't quite get the score you liked, you can take this program and then retake the math for a better score. Okay, so again, it's a free, non-credit online course, so you will not receive any credit. It's just more for preparatory and your own preparation for college. The second program is the Summer Bridge program. This, on the other hand, is a program designed to prepare students for college level calculus to build resiliency, improve academic skills, and build a community here at UC Merced. You will have the option to live on campus while taking these courses, but you will need to return home between the end of summer and return to fall semester during move-in week. Now, it's important for you to understand that this is a program that will give you credit for college. Because it will give you credit, there will be a fee that comes along with it. And so this will take place on July 1st to August 9th. You will be taking specifically Math 5, Spark 10, and USTU 10. And so again, because you will be receiving academic credit, whatever grade you receive here will affect your UC Merced GPA overall. And you can definitely scan the QR code list on the bottom corner down here, just for more information, a little bit more about the different programs. Okay. Here are some additional resources that could be more beneficial for you as a student overall. So the first one is the Student First Center. This is our one-stop shop for all of our questions regarding admission, transcripts, financial aid, anything along those lines. They're your first place to go to. The second place here is the Office of the Registrar. They typically deal with any error message when you are registering for classes or any kind of challenges with accessing your Connect portal and onward. The next one is our Bobcat Advising website. Within our website, we have various and several helpful tools and helpful information to help you better transition into your time here at UC Merced. However, we do have two specific links listed there as helpful tools to help you register for chemistry, bio, and physics. Specifically, these three classes is because they're one of our more commonly classes that students have questions about. And so feel free to check it out. The last one here for the Bobcat Advising Center is our GE sheet. A common question that students ask us is, what are some general education courses that we should be taking as a first year student? Within this form, we list out a lot of the early courses that first year students tends to take. And so feel free to check that out under that GE category resource there. Now for specific registration tips, assistance, how to navigate, we recommend you to check out our UCEM online resource registration resource on our Bobcat Advising website, or go to the step-by-step assistance with registration on the admitted page. And that way you can have a better understanding of how to register for classes, how to use the program, how to navigate it, and all of that. All right. And so from here, the BAC, what we could do for you is offer you some Zoom drop-in hours. And so keep that in mind that all of the professional staff have a specific walk-in hour or drop-in Zoom via Zoom that you can attend. Their information was sent to you on Friday, May 31st of this year. And so make sure you check your email for that updated because every student has been assigned to an advisor at this time. And you can check out that email for more information. If you by any chance did not quite see that email, feel free to visit our Bobcat Advising Center website for more information on who your advisor are. From here, we do want to share that we do have BAC peer advisors who are more than happy to support you as a student as well. They will be having drop-in hours throughout the whole summer. In addition to that, they will also be offering additional workshops that help students prepare for the first years, academic planning, and onward. More information will be sent out to you through your UC email about the availability and when this workshop will be offered. So make sure you check your UC emails daily for those information. Okay. So from here, we do want to share a little bit more information about each of our academic advisor here. As you can see, we have Kenya Alas, we have Dita Estrada, Maria Ceja here. I won't go through each of their individual alpha, but essentially, based off of your last name, you will be working specifically with that individual. And for any undeclared transfer students, you'll be working specifically with Dita here. Okay. So next up, we have Nora Garcia, Maichi Lord, and myself, Zhang Wang. Same thing. These are our alpha that we serve for this semester. If there is ever any change to the alpha, you will be receiving an email about those adjustments and changes. And again, use our BAC for more information about this as well. Next up here, I do want to share some information about our BAC peer advisor. So again, our peer advisor, they are experienced students who has been a first-year student at some point, and they can help you with navigating campus resource. They are more than happy to share about their personal experience, share more about what they went through, what's helpful for them. As you can see here, we have Elizabeth, who's a senior. She's been involved in many different things. So if you happen to be interested in anything that she is partially taking part of or still currently part of, feel free to reach out to her. We have Sophia here, who is a junior, and we have Yamini here, who's a senior. And so again, these are all great individuals who you can connect with and learn more from them from a student perspective. All right. So lastly here, we do want to just share that we have a lot of different resources for you. For again, our BAC website here. So feel free to scan that QR code if you have the chance. You can also follow us on social media through Instagram or on our YouTube channel. You can directly go to our YouTube video about bio and physics or chemistry on these respective QR code. So again, follow us, keep up to date. We always try to post up about our updates, webinar, or workshops. We try to always upload videos about different procedures, all these different helpful tools. So again, keep connected with us. All right. And so lastly here, at this time, we'll be transitioning to a QR code Q&A session. We will be stopping the Zoom link at this time. And so for more information, reach out to your specific advisor if you have individual questions that are pertaining specific to you. But with that being said, thank you for joining us for today in this presentation, and we hope to see you around the BAC.